Hey, what's up? Welcome to Late Night Comics with Bronze Age Nerd. I'm your host, Christopher, and we are here to talk some comics and get some stuff going on and check out what's been going on in news for the week. Normally I would do some unboxings, but I don't have any this week, so that should be pretty cool to just talk about some news and some stuff going on with the channel. Preston got here a little early, so hey, congratulations for getting here early. You got your first. That's what the kids on the internet say, right? We got Doc in here for a few. That's cool. Anytime you can spend hanging out, it's fun. Do want to thank all the people that are watching on the Rewind as well. So I did some different things for this show. Trying to get a little bit more organized. So, let's be right there. Yeah, be right there. Some talking points. I'm basically going to do this every week for as long as it makes sense. And kind of go over what's been going on. Give you guys, sort of that breakdown of what I'll be talking about. So that'll be popping up throughout the show. This is a Super Chat giveaway show. So these are our Super Chat prizes. Sorry, I'm like half monitoring my daughter who refuses to go to sleep on the baby monitor here. So those are our Super Chat prizes. The automatic unlock this week is a signed comic book. So this is going to be, let me get rid of the talking points for a second. This is going to be your signed comic book. It's going to be the automatic Super Chat giveaway. So if you donate to the Super Chat, this is the prize that you're entered to win. And that is a Captain America #6. And this is signed by Mark Waid. So you see the signature right there. Mark Waid does have a COA from Comics Unlimited. They were a big shop in Oregon that did a lot of signings. So that's your first Super Chat giveaway prize. If we get up to $20, I'll unlock a booty cover. We all know I like those. Up to $50, I have a rare exclusive variant that I can unlock. It's pretty cool. I think it's pretty sweet. And then at $80, they'll unlock a rare trade version set. So with the Super Chats, keep in mind that I only get a small portion of this, which is why the unlocks are maybe where they're at. About 60% is what I actually can keep. YouTube takes a cut as well. So keep that in mind. So that's and shipping and all that. So if you're ever like, hey, how come the limits are high? That's why. Also have an auction coming up Friday. So that will be, a lot of good stuff going on in there as well. So there's your Super Chat breakdown. We have Comic Journey in the house. Good evening, gentlemen, and gentle gender neutrals. I love it. Let's get the Super Chat back up there. There we go. Not Super Chat, the regular chat. Could be a Super Chat if he wants a chance to win a free signed comic book by Mark Waid. So when I'm looking at my talking points here, the other thing about Super Chats I want to talk about, I know if you were watching last week, there was some weirdness, not weirdness really, but I mean, it is a little weirdness with somebody from Malaysia winning the prize. Good news, I got that all sorted out. There's a US address that he can have it sent to a friend and then just collect it down the road or whatever. So that has been all taken care of. So no worries there. No unclaimed prizes or anything like that. We got Preston starting off with a $5 Super Chat. Thank you very much, Preston, and good luck to you. So the new segments that I have coming up for this this show, kind of want to do some different stuff. I'll continue to play around this format. I'll do whatever I want with this show, and whatever you guys want, more importantly. But I do kind of always want to keep evolving this show and trying different things. So the first thing that we're gonna do, I'm gonna talk about some of my favorite YouTube videos from the comic book community that I saw this week. And there's going to be several you'll see that I actually will basically be talking about the same topic. That's because they're big pieces of news in the comic book world. But you can see, these are some of the channels and the shows that I like. So to do that, we'll go over to this view and There we go. All right. So the first one I want to talk about, you guys know that I am a fan over at Billy at Economics and Comics. I'm a sicko, hang out over there pretty regularly. He did something that's pretty cool. He started this, sorry, I got to get rid of the super chat just to see the title of the video here to show everybody. The top 5 best selling comic books at his store. He's just a new series he's going to start where he's going to go over that every week. And I think that's pretty cool. That's cool to get some insight. And it's just one store. I know that's a small sample size, but it's neat to get his perspective on, yes, it is a late night show. This is Late Night Comics. And welcome to the show, by the way. So it's just neat to get, his kind of point of view as a retailer and what's been selling, this Future State Gotham with this new Joker that we're going to be getting was the #1 seller. So I thought that was a pretty cool show to check out. The next show that I want to recommend, I love this channel. One of my favorite channels on all of YouTube, ETA Nick, fantastic channel. I'll try to edit the description after this so you can, go check out these guys' videos. I'm a subscriber. I watch his stuff. I really like his take on things. He's a hoot. He's a character. But more importantly than all of that, he's very down to earth. He's very, no nonsense, no frills. And he has, I think, a really good head on his shoulders for investment and kind of looking at comics as an investment or basically as an investment. I think that's a good way to put it. He covered the all clear at CGC topic, which we will be going over as well. And that just rolls right into the other video that I really enjoyed this week, which was Chris over at Journo's Comics and Pop Culture. He covered this topic as well. I think they both did a really good job covering it. Kind of watching those videos. Not much I really got to say about it on top of it, except for my 2 cents that I'll throw in. But they just did a fantastic job, and I really appreciate that. So those are, this is kind of a new segment. I'll just kind of highlight my favorite videos. And you guys can get a sense for what I do watch on YouTube, or at least what I appreciate that I see on YouTube. That was kind of neat. Definitely some good channels out there. So, boy, I wish my daughter would go to sleep. It's kind of like divided attention, seeing what she's got going on. Oops. I always forget to turn that off. Okay. So the next thing is, it's called Comic Book Club. You see it up there on the talking points. Yeah, I thought it was interesting too, figure drawing. And Comic Journey says, ETA Nick is my favorite comic YouTube prick. He's awesome. Yeah, but he's also, I see exactly what you're saying. I'm not like even going to disagree. He's kind of, he's a character. I think that's the best way to put it, but still he's honest and he speaks his mind and he doesn't take any shit. And I love that. Yeah, that's good. Comic Book Club. So what this really is comic book reading club. So again, this will be a quick thing. You guys will get kind of an insight into what I'm reading and kind of my thoughts on it. And it'll be very different than what you might expect or might see on other channels. The biggest reason is, as I've explained before, I don't really read ultra modern comics for a while. It takes me a long time to get around to them. I'd rather read old stuff, first of all. I'd rather reread old stuff. And on top of that, I wait for comics to come out in trades and digital to actually read them for the most part. Because I like to binge read. I like to read issues back to back. For classic storylines, I like to read, old trade paperbacks or epic collections, that kind of stuff. Oh yeah, no, Comic Journey, I feel you. I like that he's a prick too. I just don't want people that don't know him to think like, oh, he's just some a-hole on YouTube or whatever. No, it's baked into part of what he is, in a good way, in like a, no nonsense kind of way. Yeah, old stuff is better. Yep, absolutely. Lost Canyon Productions, and welcome to the show, by the way. I think for the most part that's very true. It doesn't mean I don't read any new stuff. I don't want to give that impression. And again, I a lot of the new stuff I'll read. I wait for it to be on sale. As I read on Comixology is my primary way I read modern comics. for the most part. And by modern, I mean, people say modern's everything since what, like 1990 or whatever. I mean, like ultra modern comics that have just come out, that kind of stuff. So in that vein, what have I been reading? Well, I've been reading the 2016 Jeff Loeb, Ed McGuinness Hulk run, and that's because I never read it. So I just finished the War of the Hulks, where you finally learn who Red Hulk is, which is, it's a 5-year-old comic. I'm not spoiling anything. You learn that Thunderbolt Ross was the Red Hulk, and I knew that, but I never read the stories, and I was curious. Interesting stuff. I kind of enjoyed it. Jeff Loeb, kind of infamously so, I think his writing definitely took a turn. Kind of a well-known story about what happened with him. And Ed McGuinness art, I feel like it was serviceable. It was really interesting reading this because I basically started reading it post Immortal Hulk. And it's just weird to see those two juxtapositions, basically. So I'm trying to figure out the emoji here. Good evening, late night comics. Okay, I get it. Hey, SG, how's it going? Unfortunately, the way I highlight chat probably will not work. Yeah, warning. Gibbous Moon. Okay, bat. Okay. But hey, SG, how's it going? Thanks for joining the show. Yeah, it was a fun read. It was definitely a fun read. It was cool checking out some of the storyline there and the twists and the turns, and the stuff with the intelligentsia was interesting. So I thought it was cool. Ed McGuinness still draws wonky girls. I'm not going to disagree with that. He's got a touch of that Joe Madureira proportion thing going on, which I think Joe Madureira does better. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. And this is the other point here. So I wanted to kind of get a feel for what everybody else is reading. Za Collector says latest comic I finished was Stray Dogs. I think it was good. Yeah, I agree with that's a cool series. I will be talking about it in an upcoming video. So if you guys didn't catch my video where I talked about homage covers being overdone, I'm doing like a kind of a talking series instead of just looking at my bearded silly face the entire time. I'm gonna do voiceovers. You could say that I've got a face for radio. And so I'm gonna do more of those voiceover videos. And a little sneak peek. I think what I'm gonna do is, so the last video, I got a comment about it that was kind of true. I felt like a lot of my stuff's been really cynical and negative recently. And I'm not like going to overreact to one comment, but I kind of agree with that comment. I probably have been. So the follow-up, I hope, kind of appeases people that might feel that way. I'm going to do my favorite homage covers from this year. Kind of a counterpoint that I do actually like quite a bit of homage covers. I just think they're overdone. So Stray Dogs is definitely going to come up in that episode, of course. Yeah, so Preston just got book 1, the collected hardcover edition. Sorry, I got a piece of fuzz up my nose or something. We'll be sitting down to read Something Is Killing Children, book 1 through 15. And that is the last kind of, Immortal Hulk, Donny Cates' Venom, and Something Is Killing Children is kind of the last modern stuff I read for stuff that's come out recently. Yes, I agree, especially his earlier prime, because his early stuff, like that Pizza Hut ad he did for X-Men animated series, that's crazy if you look at that, because that barely looks like his finishing work, his Battle Chasers Arrow work. I love Battle Chasers too, by the way. Short-lived as that may have been, I liked it quite a bit. So let's see, Red Hulk, and then I've been reading the classic Real American Hero G.I. Joe again. I started over at issue 1, and I got to issue 11 the other night, and that's the issue. Issue 11 is the first cameo of Destro, where he's kind of like an operative that gets sent in an Arctic mission to take out, well, to kind of finish off the job of trying to poison a pipeline and steal some nuclear material, basically. Introduces Snow Job and Doc and Airborne and Gung Ho. So kind of a cool issue. Larry Hama has taken over full-time writing duties, I believe, is at that point. Definitely that issue. That one has Bob Camp art, which is really cool. I actually have that issue signed by Bob Camp. I got to meet him at a convention a few years back. That was pretty cool. So anyways, but was reading that. And then for newer stuff, like I do read some newer stuff ish. I'm reading some of the last volume that came out. I can't remember what issue numbers of the new X Factor series, like the Krakoa investigation team. And I'm reading the newest New Mutants trade paperback. I'm almost done with that, where Shadow King, Amal Farouk is training or like co-opting some of the young mutants on the island. And that's a pretty good read as well. I dig that. New Mutants is kind of trying, I feel like out of all the series, it's trying to evoke the old school, like Sienkiewicz art, and it's trying to evoke, a lot of that stuff, which is pretty cool. You're still waiting for your slipcover. Preston, I don't think yours was a slipcover, right? I think yours was just the kind of normal hardcover. Yeah, the standard version. Okay, you just said that. Okay, cool. The Battle Chasers comics were always super late. Yeah, they were super late. I went big on Battle Chasers 1. I have the Red Monica Booty cover from Entertainment Earth, I think, is who was doing those. And I think I only ever got like issue 3 or 4. I can't even remember what they went up to. That's one that I'd like to pick up. There's a complete collection on Comixology. I'd like to pick that up because I know they did some other stuff too. Have I read Department of Truth? Yes, I've read the first volume or 2 that are out, collected, and I really enjoy that as well. I think that's one that I'm waiting for them to release the second volume on, or maybe they did and I just didn't notice. Hey, we got K-pop in the house. What's up, K-pop? How's it going? It's a nerdy good time in here. I know which one you're talking about. You're talking about that Red Monica Booty cover. It is a fantastic cover. I'm glad I have it. I kind of want to chase it down in a 9.8 because I'm weird. Let me just see how many people we got in here now. 10 viewers. Yeah, so been a couple slower shows. Maybe the Wednesday night timeline or timetable isn't going as well as I thought. But I do want to show off. This is what the super chat. We're already up to $5. And we do have the tiered super chat giveaways for tonight. So this is the one that you're automatically entered to win. No unlocking required. This is Captain America, and it's signed by Mark Waid. You can see the signature right there. It does have a COA. Just a cool cover. Scrolls, gotta love them. So that's the first cover. The booty cover will unlock at $20, and then I've got some pretty cool stuff here too. So definitely consider donating to the super chat if you want to see the rest of the stuff. And people are yelling outside my window. That's cool. Always some fun stuff going on in my sleepy little rural town I live in. Got some more chat coming in here. Oh, I can't highlight because I had to approve your messages because you use the word boobs and stuff. But Figure said Joe did a very good job with Red Monica's various assets. Agreed. Her boobs do not look like sandbags. They don't. They don't look like bags of sand. Too many artist draws to. I agree. Yeah, 100%. That is, they draw basically like implant boobs, right? Which I'm not knocking. That's fine if women have those, but most women don't have those. Then again, most women don't have superhero proportions. That's undeniable as well. So yeah, just kind of interesting. I actually miss Joe Madureira's art. I don't think he's really done much. He did a lot of video game concept stuff. I know that. So that's kind of the book club stuff. So I'll talk about the auction a little bit. If you're catching us on the rewind, I'm doing an auction Friday, this Friday, which is what, the 19th, at 3:30 p.m. Pacific time, 6:30 Eastern. And a lot of stuff that you've seen in the last couple of auctions I've done. If you watch those auctions, however, there is some different stuff too. So I don't want you to think it's all repeats. So I was going to kind of just show off, not like go over every single thing, but show off some of the stuff that's new to that auction. I haven't like I've pulled stuff from certain titles, and I'll probably do like lots and stuff. So K-pop, I won't be able to highlight your comment because I had to approve it, but Linsner draws the best real boobs. Yes, the best. He draws amazing real proportioned women. Perillo's pretty good too. But yes, Linsner's really good. I'm trying to figure out if I fully agree with that. It's a fantastic choice. Like, you can't go wrong with Linsner. One of my favorite artists, and he does great figure work. He does a good job drawing like the slightly more voluptuous women anyway. So yeah, auction preview time. Why is it blocking all K-pop's messages? I don't know why. That's not cool. I'll probably have to make K-pop a mod just so that doesn't happen. She deserves it anyway. So, guys, I'm terrible at making mods. So if you're a regular viewer and I know who you are and you want that, let me know. Probably won't say no or whatever, but if I get too many, it's going to be weird. I don't want everybody to have a blue wrench. Kind of get these in loose order here. Michael Turner is, I know K-pop is a Michael Turner fan as well. So I'm going to get rid of the talking points for a second so I can show these a little bit better. So I added some X-Men stuff. I had some doubles. I am collecting the full run of X-Men, but I did have some X-Men stuff. So I'll probably do like a lot of a few of these. That's a big book right there, or bigger, relatively speaking. Debatable first Wolverine versus Sabertooth. I think it might actually be Power Pack 27, but and then the kind of rematch there. And then I'll just have some random ones that I just have ended up with doubles of. So again, I'll probably organize these into a couple different X-Men lots, maybe early issues and then later issues. Some classic Jim Lee there. And then I'll have a few of the Executioner's Song issues with the cards in the back. So yeah, sharp copies. Mylar helps. I'll probably will take stuff out of Mylar, just to be honest. Unless people really want to pay for it. And then, I actually had more X-Men. More X-Men, of course. Why would I not show more X-Men? Speaking of boobs. So then this is the first cover appearance of Mr. Sinister. I'll have that in there. I think it's also second full or third appearance, depending on how you want to look at it. Lady Mandarin, Psylocke issue, and then first Phalanx, and also a super hot Rogue cover. Well, I mean, she's getting attacked, but she's busting out there, so that part's cool. Yeah, and just some other weird stuff I'll have. This Pace signed Second Coming #1. I got this in a Comics Elite signature mystery box, so that'll be in there. And then I did do some G.I. Joe. This might just be one lot. I don't know. It's kind of a bigger lot. I'll have First Lady J, G.I. Joe 32. It's a newsstand. Classic cover there with Roadblock. I think this is a first couple of the Dreadnoks. It's also a really kick-ass Lady J cover. First Sergeant Slaughter. And then this is almost like a throw-in. It's got like stamps all over it. I'm just kind of throwing that in. It's a newsstand of 63. And then I ended up picking up 2 of these. I actually didn't realize I had 2 newsstands. Newsstand, one of my favorite Baroness covers of all time. So I'll do that one too. I think it might be the anthology figure. It's on Comixology. It's like I think it's like the complete collection. I don't know if they call it the anthology or not. But yeah. And then I'll do this as one lot. Gleason, what is that? Second or third? Second printing, first printing, and third printing. Yeah, third printing. So red, white, and blue variants there for the Gleason covers. Let me get caught up with chat here. Yeah, biker covers are pretty cool, and there's a couple of good ones. Hey Mark, you picked up G.I. Joe 142 today when they were getting scarcer. Yeah, absolutely. I'm trying to remember which one 142 is off the top of my head. Yeah, so the sad thing is, and I've told the story a few times, so I had not a full run of G.I. Joe, but I had probably 70% of it, and probably I think everything from 100 on, for sure, including all those issues. And when I sold my collection, I didn't know that those were like scarce, hard to find issues. I didn't know. I knew one was worth money, and I kept it. Long story. It's a childhood favorite of mine. I'm never gonna sell that comic. I kept like 1 through 10, and I kept a couple other ones that mattered to me. But I sold them all. didn't realize their value, but I mean, I sold them as a part of a bulk collection too. So, okay. Yeah, I'll look into see which one's the right one. If you have a recommendation, let me know. Yes, I did too. I wish I hadn't sold those. I don't know that I'm really going to go after the whole run again, but I am going after like my favorite arcs, basically, which is part of the reason that I'm rereading G.I. Joe, because I'm like, all right, trying to reacquaint myself with the issues that I have. I'm going to have pretty much every key, except for the scarce keys, if you really call that a key. Like all the first appearances and stuff. So, hey, Cat Fan Comics Man coming in with $5 for the super chat. Awesome. Good luck on the super chat giveaway. Again, that's that Captain America signed Mark Waid cover. And then I have plenty of other ones that are unlockable if you guys want to do more super chats. Oh man. Yeah. If you have an extra copy or something you're wanting to send, I definitely would read that. I just fixed my glasses the wrong way. For sure. I love Battle Chasers. And again, I only have preview and issue 1, I think, left. I think that's what I have left. It gets lost. Love it. Cool. Yeah. If you're willing to send it, let me know. I would definitely read that. That's the Snake Eyes Transformers. Okay. So is that the one? That's not the one with, Megatron and Cobra Commander on the cover. Then that's the one with Snake Eyes, and I can't even remember who the Autobot is that would be on that cover. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's how I read comics for the most part. So that's totally cool. The games. Oh gosh, the Battle Chaser games or the G.I. Joe games? Or did I talk about something I'm totally forgetting? I'll answer both. Why not? Battle Chasers. I started playing Battle Chasers, the RPG, the first one, when it was on Game Pass, and I didn't realize that it was expiring on Game Pass. I'm kind of waiting to see if they add it back. I got about halfway through it probably, and I really enjoyed it. G.I. Joe. I played the hell out of the Commodore 64 version of G.I. Joe the game. That was one of my favorite games of all time, actually. I played with my dad. We would, there was a couple different cool modes in there. And then I played like, oh gosh, a few of the other G.I. Joe games, but most of the other ones are terrible. Okay, you were asking about Battle Chasers. Is there more than one video game? I thought there was only one. but I don't know. So I think I'll have to double check. I think this is the whole run. For a while, the latest Amazing Spider-Man run, they did the Last Remains backup issues. So I had 50 LR, 51 LR, 52 LR. Kind of a cool cover. Actually, a few of these are really cool covers. Spider Goo Bondage cover, 53 LR. And this is a variant for 54 LR. So I'll be doing a lot of those. Have a guy that's been talking about getting this from me, but he hasn't really like hit me up. So I'm gonna do this this Maestro one cover. Yeah, maybe I'll hit him up before I sell that though. Just one last time, give him a chance there. A couple of these like 80-page giant things. Do this DC Crimes of Passion. I want to say that's Ryan Brown cover. And then I'll do this Tales from the Dark Multiverse, Infinite Crisis Zerdy cover. I'll do those as a lot. I'm only going over the new stuff, and then I'll stop if you guys are like, what the hell? Got this variant for ASM 46. I'll do that one. And then, oh, I think this is actually, so that one, and then all these other ones will be part of a lot too. ASM 51, just some Nick Spencer stuff. 52, 57, 58, and then I'll throw in a Free Comic Day Spider-Man Venom. Oh, what else? I'll highlight quickly a couple things that didn't sell last time. I think are kind of bigger deals. I'll do first Abraham, first Rosita, and first Eugene, and then first Tyrese, Walking Dead 7. Pretty hard to find comic, and that's a second printing, which is actually hard to find too. Got to be careful with that though, because those are identical covers. I'll do this badass J. Scott Campbell signed comic. Harley Quinn's Villain of the Year. Never been open. COA, all that stuff. And then do this Inyak Lee. Really cool Miles Morales. I think that's 25 variant. And do this Nice House on the Lake set from the Gallagher covers. Almost done. This Warren Liu, Harley Quinn, and Poison Ivy cover will be on there. You know, so lots of other stuff. High Republic, Immortal Hulk, some Eternals, more Harley Quinn, some DC stuff. I might put this back up there as a buy it now. This Coffin Metal DeBalfo, just smoking hot cover, limited to 50. So that's kind of it. And I mean, that's before I even get to the slabs and stuff. So it should be a fun little auction. Let me get caught up here on chat. Let me bring up the talking points again for those of you that are coming back in. Also the super chat. super chat prizes. So right now we've unlocked the signed comic book at $20. We'll unlock the booty cover. And then we'll get to the really, really cool stuff after that. So that's your kind of super chat breakdown. And I am getting caught up with chat here still. Yeah, I wonder how well he was paid as well. I don't know. Back then, I don't think very well. Yes, that is on the agenda, Za Collector. We will get to that after I discuss the next topic. Yeah, hey, thanks a lot. That thing works. Oh, hey, Ralph Rodriguez coming in with a $10 super chat. What's up, Bronze and everyone? Keep up the great chat topics. Looking forward to checking out the auction. Now let there be booty. I agree. Let me write you down so you don't get you don't lose out on your opportunity to win the booty cover. This is a comic I've talked about before on the show. Kind of a TNA cover, really. But I gotta, this is, so here's the thing. I didn't get any comics, excuse me, still got fuzz on my nose. I didn't get any comic books this week. Nothing came. Nothing was, there's been a lot of delays. Nothing else shipped. I got a bunch of stuff coming soon. So I decided to make this my booty cover of the week. And it's part of the super chat giveaway. So this is Man, Goat, and Bunny Man. And this is number 2, part 2 of 3. TNA cover there. And that'll be my booty cover of the week. Can I see the good parts? So now super chat winner will get the Mark Waid signed scroll cover of the week and the booty cover of the week. And the next stuff goes up from there. The next one is a rare cover that you don't see by a creator who doesn't do a lot of other covers. That makes any sense. So that's definitely something we're seeing. And then an exclusive set coming up after that. Sweet. Yes, those John Gallagher covers are really good. I'm going to double check eBay because the prices have changed probably a little bit since the last time I had them up for auction, but they're not going to be cheap. My starting price is the way I look at it is I have to see how many people are in the auction. If I have 30 people in the auction and only one person bids, they're getting it for that price, which is great for you guys. It's terrible for me. So I have to, it'll kind of be a sliding scale. If I have 50, 60, 70 people in the auction, different story. If people are bidding, and there's bidding wars happening, different story. So some stuff might be buy it now and claim. And then some stuff, like some of the stuff I'll start at $1. Like some of it is, 100% going to be good. Nice. Mexico. I love it. Oh, it's all good. Don't even sweat it, man. I round up. So Gets Lost. It is Friday, November 19th. So in 2 days, and it's going to be at 3:30 p.m. Pacific time, 6:30 Eastern. Yeah, there's, some decent moderns in there. I mean, then again, the G.I. Joe, X-Men, Eternals, I've got other stuff too that isn't modern, but yeah, I mean, definitely got to sell some of the modern stuff to make way for some of the older stuff as a collector. I'm a collector first, investor second, seller third. So, right. Absolutely. All right, so let's move on to the next talking point. So that's the Wonder Woman giveaway. So if you guys didn't catch, I'll actually show this stuff off because it's pretty cool. 1 second. So I'm doing a giveaway with Dangerous Waters. And it was for Wonder Woman month, which is November. By the way, if you want to see a preview of a Christmas giveaway, Christmas time giveaway, there's going to be this sweet Gremlins snow globe. That'll be part of the Christmas giveaway, not part of the Wonder Woman giveaway. It just happens to be in the same box. But the big honkin' prize is this Wonder Woman statue. See Dangerous Waters card there. This is the Tony Daniel statue. And so you'll get that. And then a couple comic books, black, white, and gold, or black and gold. As well as that Middleton cover. And then it's kind of the second biggest prize there is this big honkin'. I mean, it's a thick book, like a coffee table book. Wonder Woman, Amazon Hero, and Icon. So really thick, nice book there. So that's the Wonder Woman giveaway prizes. To win that, all you have to do is go to dangerouswaterscomics.com and make a purchase. Buy anything with the code bronze10 at checkout, which saves you 10%. So basically I'm asking you to go save money on comic books to win something. And every qualifying purchase between now and Black Friday, actually between when I put up that video and Black Friday, will be entered to win one entry per purchase, basically. And we'll just take all the order numbers and we'll do a random generator on it. And you could win all that stuff. So it'd be smart to go do that. Gremlins and Die Hard best Xmas movies. Yes, I those are, boy, fighting words with the whole Die Hard as a Christmas movie thing. I'm not even gonna get into it. Gremlins feels like more of a Christmas movie than Die Hard is what I'll say, but I accept a very broad range of Christmas movies, so I think they're both in there. Okay, so let's switch over to talking about make sure the volume's off on this. Make sure we switch over to talking about No Way Home trailer premiered. Took the world by storm. People were waiting for this thing. I think maybe people were waiting more for things we didn't see than they were waiting for things we did see, kind of. So fight me, it's Xmas. I don't really have a problem with it being an Xmas movie. I just think that it's funny that that's something we consider an Xmas movie. I don't have a problem with it. I watch it at Christmas time as well. I just love the movie. That's what I'll say. I'm a big John McTiernan fan. Yeah, exactly. Gremlins was all about a Christmas gift gone wrong. 100%. Die Hard takes place at a Christmas party, but hey, whatever. I don't have a problem with it. Some people get really serious about it one way or the other. So, we saw some interesting stuff here. See if we can kind of pause on that. I think that really, we saw more of kind of how they'll approach the multiverse. For me, I felt like I got a really good sense for what this movie is going to be like from this trailer. People were really upset. Where's Andrew Garfield? Where's Tobey Maguire? Probably more about Tobey Maguire. They're in there, guys. Don't sweat it. If you didn't know, there's actually a Brazilian version of the trailer. There's this shot at near the end. Well, that's another moment we'll talk about. Where Lizard right there. Which, cool. Lizard, Sandman. There's a shot in the Brazilian trailer where you see Lizard get punched by an invisible something. It's pretty obvious that what they did is they had digitally taken out or not included the shot or whatever, the finish shot or whatever they did, of probably Tobey Maguire or probably more likely, to be honest, Andrew Garfield, since he came from his universe, punching Lizard. So, and then there's screenshots out there, guys, that leaked. They're in the movie. Don't worry. But the other stuff I wanted to talk about here, let's see if I can kind of scroll to it. There's like this "you're not Peter Parker" moment that Doc Ock has with Peter. And what that really showed me is that that they're talking about, "you're not Peter Parker" is basically what Doc Ock says. And it's pretty obvious to me that they've brought in the mergings of the universe because of the spell, blah, blah, blah. And that we're going to have to kill off these universes to save the universe, basically, is going to be the outline here. And Peter doesn't want to do that. So the interesting thing to me is it Doctor Strange? And it's become a meme at this point, and maybe on purpose. Mephisto, 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 Mephisto. I didn't think Mephisto was going to appear in WandaVision. I do kind of wonder if Doctor Strange is actually Mephisto or some other character, maybe not Mephisto. But I think there's a certain poeticness to it. And I've said this a few times. The shot where Doctor Strange appears in the kind of iced over Sanctum Sanctorum, hell freezes over. You have him, Mephisto is obviously tied up into the whole Brand New Day storyline. And he wants to kill off the other universes. Peter doesn't want to do it. Peter has to steal the box, which happens later in this trailer. I don't know if I'll find that exact moment. I think it's pretty obvious to me that well, not pretty obvious. There's a really high likelihood that it's Mephisto and not actually Doctor Strange. And I think that, Multiverse of Madness will tie into that quite a bit. That's kind of where I'm at with this. We get cool shots. We get Willem Dafoe coming back as Green Goblin. I think there's one frame in here too where it looks like the Amazing Spider-Man version of Green Goblin, who's the actor name totally freaking escapes me at this point. Doesn't really matter. But the other thing I've wondered about in this movie is at the end, the kind of stinger they put in at the end with Doctor Strange here, saying like, it's everything, it's coming through, whatever. I wonder if we'll get a Spider-Verse moment. I wonder if it's like, you have the whole Sinister Six coming around and boom, right at the end, you get, and probably not even the whole Sinister Six, probably all the versions of all the bad guys, right? Or the final version of Sinister Six or whatever it is. And you get Miles popping through. You get, wouldn't that be awesome? Wouldn't that be super cool? That would be like fans would talk about it forever kind of moment. So yeah, that's kind of what I wonder. Okay, so I know I've been missing a lot of chat here. One second, I gotta check on my daughter who's still awake. Okay, sorry about that. My most important job. So Zoc Collector, I'm confused why there are two Green Goblins in this movie unless the other one swaps costumes. I think we're going to see, so we'll see both versions of Green Goblin. We'll see Lizard, Sandman for sure, Electro for sure. Who else is confirmed? I'm missing one. I think almost certainly we'll see Vulture because they've been doing so much stuff like the Homecoming after credit scene. He's in the Morbius trailer. Steve, we all know a certain Spider-Man that can turn invisible. And then your other question was, who do you think the sixth member of the Sinister Six will be? I think Mysterio is the most likely. Just as following in with the Tom Holland versions of characters. I think both goblins are in this movie, Mark. Yeah, I think there'll definitely be some Spider-Verse stuff going on, because I think this is their big shot at like combining, you know, what Marvel wants to do, and I think it's smart, is they want to take the best stuff from Sony, the best stuff from the MCU, from actual Marvel Studios, and they want to have it all play together. They want to have it all going well together. I wouldn't be surprised by that, because he's such a good actor. Hey, how's it going, Michael? Michael's Hoodwood Comics on IG. Go check him out. Good friend of the channel too. Appreciate you coming to the show. Also go check out Mark on Instagram, and a lot of people too. I shouldn't just say that about one person, but trying to make sure I didn't miss anything in chat there. Yeah. So anyways, it was a fun trailer. We definitely didn't see everything that we could see in this trailer, and that's good. I hate when there's too many trailers. I hate when they show too much stuff. I feel like I have a really good feel for this movie. I'm not saying everything I said is right. I'm just saying, like, I feel like I have my hands are pretty, it's pretty obvious what's happening here. So I'm not really worried about anything not being in the movie or any of that kind of stuff. I think it's going to be pretty good. Oh, okay. Well, then maybe something does happen, and they do kind of switch costumes. Could be, for sure. Could be. He's got Google's on, Google glasses, Google Glass. Remember those? Yeah, well, maybe that's right. Maybe, because I haven't watched every breakdown, and people slow-mo, and people watch 100 times, and if there's more information there, it could be just one Green Goblin. So Goblin, Electro, Sandman, Lizard, Ock. Oh, Ock. I didn't say Ock. That's right. I think Venom could appear, like maybe he could come in, like if the thing I'm talking about where everybody comes in at the end, if that happens, maybe Venom could be one of them. Oh, that's awesome. Well, enjoy the show. That's really cool. I don't know how I'm going to watch this one, because I'm not going to movie theaters right now. I actually just watched like 90% of Shang-Chi, and really enjoyed what I saw. I need to finish the final fight scene or whatever, and watch the rest of that. And then I really want to see Eternals still too. And Venom 2 for that matter, even though I'm not as excited about Venom 2, I do want to see it. Those are kind of my Marvel movies I'm behind on, which is weird. So I think I caught up a chat there, and let's switch back over here to this, and get our talking points back up. So I'm not gonna like bother pulling up the other stuff, but we did just have Disney Plus Day, and there were a bunch of things that associated with that, for the TV side of things, including Moon Knight, She-Hulk, Book of Boba Fett got another trailer, and Obi-Wan Kenobi got a like a quick overview of what's going to be happening, reminding everybody that Hayden Christensen is in it, and it's coming. Yeah, I think Fantastic Four are coming for sure, but I really would be surprised. Maybe Multiverse of Madness, maybe. But specifically, I'm going to talk about Moon Knight and She-Hulk. She-Hulk. I'll talk about She-Hulk first. She-Hulk looked cool. It was a very, very, very short taste. As a lover of all things booty, I'm glad that they included a booty shot of, is it Tatiana Maslany? I don't know how to pronounce her name. But it looks really good. And they were willing to evoke the Ferrigno series a little bit in one of the shots there. It does seem, from everything I've heard, it's supposed to be more courtroom and comedy than like action, but I don't know. It's great to see Professor Hulk in there still coming back, so that's cool. Miss Marvel, that's the other one. Thank you. Yeah, Miss Marvel, that trailer looked terrible to me. I'm gonna watch the show, but the trailer didn't look good, and actually neither did the Moon Knight trailer. I'm all in on Moon Knight. I love Moon Knight. I love Oscar Isaac. That trailer just didn't look good to me. I don't know what it is. But but I think that, you know, they did a good job of kind of going maybe more classic She-Hulk, which I think is a good thing. Moon Knight, I just think they don't have enough footage. They don't have enough filmed or ready to go yet, is what it comes down to. Or, you know, probably filmed but not like finished, edited, special effects, color correction, all that stuff they do these days. Just didn't look like they had enough ready to go. And I think they're both pretty good. Going to be pretty good, should say. Get caught up with some comments here. Hey, have a good night, Preston, and good luck on your super chat, by the way. Yeah, 100%, 100%. Yeah, I think they'll be the best ones. I don't think it'll be too Deadpool, but it would be. I actually think it'd be good if she broke the fourth wall, because that would be very true to the roots of that character. Oh, she was in Orphan Black. Okay, I never watched Orphan Black. Heard a lot of good things. I just never got around to it. Love Professor Hulk. Maybe a training fight. It'd be weird to see like a real fight between them, but I'm very curious, because this show we've heard Wrecking Crew. I don't know if that's actually been confirmed. We've heard Wrecking Crew, and we've heard oh boy, Thunderbolts rumors keep coming up. You know, if Thunderbolt Ross pops up in the show, it seems like they're trying really hard to keep him alive in the MCU after Black Widow and everything. So I'll be interested to see if that pans out. So now let's talk about one of the bigger pieces of news here. CGC, and this is something, you know, this is, I mentioned those other channels, both covered this. CGC eliminates their package backlog for comics. I enjoyed both of those channels breakdown of this. I did watch, or sorry, I did get the email for this myself. Cat Fan says she played 9 clones in Orphan Black. Oh, that's cool. So like, were they distinctive versions of the character, or were they different? Oh yeah, Titania. That's the other one. That's why Marvel Superheroes shot up. I think Titania is confirmed too, but you know, that's a lot. And I don't think this is going to, I think it was like 6 or 8 episodes. I don't think it was like some long show. Yeah, so this, you know, I agree with a lot of what Journo said. It's the wording here is vague and frustrating in a lot of ways. A comprehensive effort to increase capacity and improve workflow has enabled CGC to catch up on the backlog of submitted comics that were waiting to be opened. And you know, there's some comments I agree here, like stop patting yourself on the back for opening a bunch of boxes. That's one thing. There's another comment I saw that I agree with. They're probably less protected outside of the box, waiting forever to get opened, or waiting forever to get graded, than they were outside the box when they finally open them up. It's kind of a good point. But I think the message here is really the wrong message when you say eliminates, and it does say eliminates package backlog, but the phrase CGC eliminates backlog is what a lot of people are going to see, and it's totally not true. The thing that seems pretty obvious here is that CGC, and they've basically told this to many customers that apparently that have talked to them, is they started a pilot program where they've taken all the packages that arrived, I think late August, early September, or a good number of them, and sent those to a different part of the facility, the expansion part of the facility. And they just started like opening and grading those. And so people were, you know, I saw a video that somebody shared with me the other day where somebody got their comics apparently through in like 2 days. Other people have had a you know, a week, 2 weeks. So that's my kind of like frustration that I know pretty much everybody that does anything with CGC has here is why start doing that? So the only net positive I can see here that makes me theoretically happy is if they're kind of using this as a reset point. If you think about it this way, you take a new team that you've had developed, or you know, combine half your new team and half your old team or whatever. You move them over to a separate part of the facility, and you start having all your books go through there. So you're now caught up for any new submissions going forward. And then you have your old team chewing away at the old books, you know, chugging along. And as they get through those new books, they start moving on to the new books. Now, that actually kind of is not necessarily a terrible strategy. But here's the problem. If both teams get backed up at some point, you're screwed, because you no longer have one, you know, new submissions aren't churning along. Also, if people catch on to this, and you know, there's submitters that submit hundreds of books a month, probably thousands of books a month. If they catch on to that and they're sending those books in and those huge orders start coming through and clogging up the new pipeline, then the old pipeline just gets destroyed. So that's kind of the subtopic here that I think is kind of fascinating. Is logistically speaking, why are they doing this? But yeah, I think Journo pointed out, Chris pointed out on Journo's channel. I don't actually know if his name is Chris Journo or not, because I only have interacted with him through his channel, and through some DMing or whatever, but not much, and not enough to know. I know his name's Chris. I don't know if it's Chris Journo, but I always call it Journos because that's the name of his channel. As he pointed out on his channel, didn't even match what the description of when they're opening packages, because they say that on their website, didn't even match what they were saying, like the now opening part. Actually, let's go. Trying to remember where they show that. Are you gonna open? Oh, it's gonna make me sign in. I don't really want to do that in front of everybody. I was trying to see where I guess you have to sign in for all that stuff. I was trying to see if they had their backlog listed. Or sorry, you know, we're now opening packages the week of or whatever, when they have the turnaround times. It's at the top of that page. I'll have to go look later. But I think it was incorrect as of the time he put up his video, because if their backlog's clear, it was definitely not that they're opening comics from this week. So it's weird. Also, I have, you know, submissions that are at CGC based on this news. Like a lot of people, I went and looked at them and they're all in the same spot they were. And this was a few days ago and they're all still in that same spot. So it's not like anything's moving faster on that end, or doesn't seem to be. So that's unfortunate. Hulk smashing some She-Hulk booty. Planet Arizona Comics is in the house. What's up, band? Too wired from work to fall asleep. Thanks for a live show. 100%. Thanks for coming in, Planet Arizona. That's fantastic. Mark says, cynical take. They had to do this to secure Blackstone funding, or Blackstone brought in logistical consultants. It might have been, but they hired and expanded that team as just prior to the announcement of the Blackstone thing, so they probably knew about it. Maybe that was, you know, there was a you know, kind of a promissory note or whatever you call it, that they were going to give the funds, and they started making those expansion plans or something. I also wouldn't be surprised if they gave Modern Books a more cursory scan to get those out first. Maybe, but they've been harsher on books recently, in my opinion. And I think harsher in the right way, as in like they were a little too lenient, in my opinion, for a long time, which kind of sucks if you submitted your books when they were being lenient and now they're being a little harsher. This is something that I actually did think about. I think CGC were low on packaging material, so they had to unpack all the submissions so they can reuse the bubble wrap. Part of that is kind of something I thought about, which is, what if they were short on materials to make holders, or getting a shipment of holders, and that was what was holding them up for a while, and now they're cooking, like now they just started like slabbing books and sending them out like crazy. I don't know. I don't really think that's true, because if that was the case, then why wouldn't they just say that? Because it would be like an excuse to calm people down for a while. Like, oh, they're short on supplies like everything else. Okay. I don't know. Seems like that would help their case. Mark says, no way a book from 2014 is being scrutinized as a book from 1944. They claim otherwise, but I tend to agree with you. Yeah, I mean, the stories that come out about how long a grader looks at a book, I think there's more stuff to examine in a book from 1944. I think that's the case. But I tend to agree with your sentiment for sure. Oh, Gitslaw says Chris once mentioned in a video that he uses kids' names to come up with journals. Oh, that's cool. So like maybe like a combination, like a Jeremy and something. That's neat. I like that. Okay, so calling him Chris Journo probably doesn't make much sense, or I don't know. Calling him Journos is probably fine. Why don't they add weight? Well, it's the same thing. Like, when there's a toilet paper shortage and people say, why don't they open a new factory and make more toilet paper? It's because it's a massive amount of investment. And you don't know how long it'll be necessary for. It's a massive investment to hire people, train them, offer them benefits, offer them bonuses, if they do that. But training especially is a long process, and hopefully it's a very long process for them. So you don't want to potentially hire somebody, have them go through that training, and then have to say sayonara. I think that's kind of a worst case scenario. Now, from a consumer standpoint, yes, you want them to do everything that's required for them to get rid of their backlog and get the books out as fast as possible. But if they're a business, and if they go broke trying to do that, then they're not going to be around to grade our books, which would make some people happy, of course. It's just that it's a very razor's edge when it comes to labor and your workforce. In most businesses, many businesses, it's your most expensive expenditure on your line items on your P&L is your labor. Yeah, and probably depending on their specific role. The actual graders themselves probably, but even just the handlers, the people that put them in slabs, like those aren't graders. Those are, maybe they call them that, but they're not. Yeah, no comment. They're the Florida man of grading, I guess. I don't know as far as I'll go, but it's interesting. CBCS is having its own problems. I have some books that were submitted for the Tony. Well, I was at a convention, I had witnesses from CBCS for the Tony Fleeks signing that was going on there, and still haven't heard anything from them. And that was in September 7th, September 8th. Haven't heard a single peep from them, whether or not the books were even like accepted or whatever. So that's getting a little weird. And I know that Buddy McKinley, you see him on YouTube quite a bit on comic book channels. I was with him at that event. He did the same thing, and he hasn't heard back either. So pretty lame. All right, just give you guys another look at the talking points. Also, I'm going to talk about the super chat real fast because SG just did a super chat. So what we have here so far is I do unlock tiers. First thing we unlocked, this was the standard giveaway. This is a signed Mark Waid copy of Captain America #6. Just a cool comic book. Does have a COA if you're interested in that. Picked it up at one of my favorite comic book shops. They have a huge selection of signed books. And then we unlocked the booty cover, which is this Man, Goat, and Bunny Man #2 with 30 pages of content, by the way. But, kind of a cool little booty cover. And we are currently, looks like $25 away from unlocking this awesome comic book that is Batman related and has an artist that you don't normally see on Batman. But I do want to make sure I talk about SG's super chat in here and don't miss him, because SG is a good fan of the channel and does an awesome job supporting me, and I appreciate that very much. And I wish you the best of luck on the giveaway there, sir. It's funny because I think that they have very good graders. I kind of agree with that statement. But their quality, I think it's interesting because I think CBCS was like here and is kind of going down or at least plateauing. And I think CGC was kind of down here and they're kind of going up. So I think they're kind of crossing paths. I view both companies very similar as far as quality of grading and quality of service and, even quality control. People give CGC the hardest time, I think. And a big part of why they do that is because there's way more people submitting books to CGC. So there's way more problems that are happening. I'm personally intimately familiar with, CBCS losing books, doing all the stuff that you hear about CGC doing. Losing books was actually a really common one. I know a lot of people that have had CBCS books lost. I'm still going to use CBCS. I'm still going to use CGC when things calm down again. I might actually submit a few books coming up through a third party here. I'm not renewing my membership, but I got some stuff I pretty much need to get graded. So anyways, yeah, I think they have very good graders too, but I think both companies really do. I think CGC had a quality control problem for a while. They've definitely had a slabbing quality control problem, but I meant like a grading quality control problem. And I think they've kind of come down on that a little bit. Planet Arizona says that after I retire, I'd love to become a comic grader. Being able to look at comics all day would be, yeah. The interesting thing, I think, ETA Nick, who I referenced earlier in the show and talked about his video on this, did a fantastic point, is that those graders look at thousands of books a day, thousands of books per day. It's very monotonous work, very factory, assembly line style work. If you think about it that way, and something to think about. If it sounds good to you, by all means. I'm just pointing out that it's a little different, maybe. Mark points out that one makes you pay for graders' notes. That is not a small. Well, yeah, but so I think both companies. I mean, yeah, I can go on this all day. Yeah, I think it's a problem with both companies. Personally, I think both companies should print the graders' notes on the book, on the slab. Or they should have like a little QR code on the back where you can like look at it and pull up the grader's notes. And I think grader's notes should be available for every book that's not a 10. Tell me why it wasn't a 10. I mean, you don't have to go into super big detail, but you could say blunted corner. That's why it's a 9.9. Why is it a 9.8, not a 9.9? Tell me why. Yeah, regulation's always tricky, but I agree with the sentiment. Or really, what I really think, and I've said this before, I think we need a real strong third player enter the game at a high level. Somebody who really wants to compete directly with CGC. CBCS doesn't want to compete with CGC on their own turf. They don't want to punch them in the face and be Pepsi to their Coke. It feels like they're really just cool beating their own, going to the beat of their own drum. They don't push heavy advertising. They don't hire a bunch of staff trying to compete. It's a little interesting that they don't push a little bit harder to be number one in that space, because I think they have a pedigree that definitely could put them in there. But between, CGC and CBCS, I think we do need a third grading company that's kind of hard in there. I know there are other grading companies out there. I'll say I've heard the nicest things about EGS, but at the same time, I don't think that they're really they're not in the space that I'm talking about. I'm talking about like somebody who wants to put serious capital into it. Like maybe look at what Blackstone did and say, should we enter this business? And, and maybe do along the lines of what CGC did, where you become a multifaceted grading company and you do comics and you do video games and you do, cards and maybe just like non-sports cards. I think the sports card grading company is a diverse sector. There's 5 or so strong players in that market, and I think that comics needs that as well. That's my personal opinion. Bambox announced QR codes will soon be on the back of CBCS slabs. Yes, okay, that's cool. That's cool. And I know from talking to, I know they have a lot of custom artist labels coming as well at CBCS. I was talking to a couple of their employees at Rose City Comic Con. Mark says, well, that's not PGX or EG. Yeah, I agree. I think EGS is a good company, but I don't think that they're not in a place to compete with those companies that we were just talking about. Yep, custom slabs. Yeah, they could, but they haven't, and they've owned them for years. You know, I mean, I know Steve Borok still goes in and grades and stuff, but I think he's pretty hands off with the actual business side of things at CBCS. I don't want to speak too much out of class, but I do know somebody who's personal friends with him. And I know he still grades every day, like, 5 days a week or whatever he goes in and grades. Whereas it's funny, I actually had some CBCS employees tell me something different, but I don't believe them because they're contractors. Anyways, getting kind of into the weeds, but yeah, CBCS, good company, but and somebody who I will continue to use for grading and plan on doing submissions somewhat soonish to them. But they're not pushing it. They're just not. They're not trying to. And I'm not saying that CBCS's only goal should be to become number 1 in the grading space. That's not necessarily true either. It's just interesting that CGC had a huge PR nightmare going on with huge backlogs. They were raising prices, bought out, not bought out, but basically acquired by Blackstone. There was a lot of stuff going on there. And I thought CBCS should have really pushed during that time, and they didn't. Ooh, boy. I don't know if I feel comfortable with that. I think an auction house owning a grading company is a conflict of interest, in my personal opinion. I actually mentioned that when I covered Diamond. Diamond had acquired a grading company, which is, they're not grading comic books right now. They're grading like video games and toys. And I cannot remember the name of that grading company to save my life right now. But I feel like that's a bit of a conflict of interest there too, because they also own an auction house as well. Don't know how I feel about that. They definitely are. You're right, though. They're a big enough name that could make sense. But I think you got to be real careful with that. But I mean, there's a lot of other companies that could enter the space. There are also companies that, I mean, think about it. You could bring back the Wizard name and make it a grading company if you wanted to. I'm not saying that's the best idea in the world. I'm really just speaking off the top of my head. What's the conflict with Heritage and CGC, Mark? Maybe I'm not thinking of the angle there. Trying to think, is it because of Blackstone? Oh, okay. The Promise Collection. Okay, that makes sense. Sure. Yeah. But I don't think it's a good thing. I don't want more of it. Personally. But I do want a third grading company to enter the space. I do. So, that said, I do have a couple other topics I want to make sure we talk about. So if you kind of are curious where we're at here, we just talked about the CGC clearing their backlog of packages. We're going to talk about a couple other quick things. You still have time to get those super chats in. We are doing super chat prizes tonight. Right now we've unlocked prize number 2, which is a booty cover. We are $25 away from unlocking a rare exclusive. At this point in the show, I'll just show you what it is. It's not part of the super chat yet. You have to get there, but I don't know that we will. So I want to make sure I show you guys what it is. So this is a Kevin Eastman Dark Knight variant. This was exclusive to Tate's Comics. I think that's a really cool, like Kevin Eastman doing a Batman comic cover. That's really sweet, I think. And again, this was a Tate's Comics exclusive. So that'd be your $50 unlock. And then after that, I have a Virgin and a Trade exclusive set as well to give away. So if you're interested in that, there you go. Yeah, it's funny. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank. Gotta highlight. There we go. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank about who could join. There's another company I was thinking that would make a lot of sense for them to do grading. And then even if you think about like the card companies, the card graders. Am I kind of buffering, playing a little jaggy here? Just double checking. Oh, hey, have a good night, Planet Arizona. Thanks for dropping in. I really appreciate it. Sorry it had to be because you couldn't sleep though. That's too bad. Yes, so we'll talk about that. Okay, so Disney Plus announced that they're going to be starting a new series called X-Men 97, which is a continuation of the animated series. Now it's funny because this was actually something that was rumored when Disney Plus added. It was kind of a weird reason to think that this was going to happen, but it turned out to be true, or Buzz created the need for it. We'll find out. But Disney Plus added X-Men avatars from the animated series to the Disney Plus like icons you can pick. I have Cyclops as mine, of course. And people were like, oh, they're going to do a new X-Men series. That's what that means, because I think all the icons at that point were from series. And maybe that ended up being true. I think that, you know, maybe the buzz around that when people were saying that they should bring it back, maybe created this. Hard to say. Love it. Freaking love it. How do you not love that? So, you know, early days here with just an announcement. Basically this is article from Yahoo, just kind of has their opinions on the topic, but I did see a follow-up story where we got some kind of casting news where most of the original cast is going to return, the voice cast, and that included Cal Dodd, Lenore Zan, George Buza, Allison Seeley Smith, Chris Potter, Catherine Disher, Adrian Hoff, and Christopher Britton. I don't know why I said it like that. Now, of course, if you're not familiar, some of the original voice cast has actually passed away. So they're adding some voice cast. I'll mention, I'm doing some research on this, and I probably will eventually know who all those people are, but I don't off the top of my head know who all they played. But they are adding some voice cast here that's going to round out the cast. Jennifer Hale is a name that sticks out to me. She was Shepard, Fem Shep, from Mass Effect, as well as she's a very talented and very prolific voice actress herself, of course. And probably some of these other people are too. I'm just not familiar with their names, but they're adding all these people to the cast as well. So really what this comes down to, I'll kind of just talk about it here, is... Oh, you did? Oh my gosh, I got distracted by that. X-Men 92 was quite progressive with the writing. I agree. It was one of my favorite shows. It's what got me into X-Men. Not really I guess not really the show itself, but the lead up to the show, I started buying the comic books. But Cat Fan says that they bought the entire, oh boy, Kodabakaya. Is that how you pronounce that? I have several Bashujo figures and stuff like that in storage from them, but Kodabakaya, I'm gonna pretend that's how you pronounce it. I've never heard it said out loud. You have the whole 92 statue set. That's freaking awesome. I bet you that's really cool. You should send me a picture of that because I'd be super curious to check that out. But I'm just gonna use this as a shameless plug. I am developing on the back burner a retrospective on X-Men the animated series. It was an idea that Johnny Rosato came to me with back in the day when he was a little bit more active on the Dream of August channel with J2, and they had to take a hiatus. Excuse me. And it's something like he's like, hey, I want to work with you on this series, and I love the idea right away. It's something that I wanted to do, and it's kind of been on the back burner for me, but it's something I'm going to continue to work on. I have like an outline all ready to go. I just need to do the voiceovers, and the biggest thing is I needed to figure out some of the hurdles with editing. But it's a big retrospective of the X-Men animated series. This announcement just cemented to me that I'm going to start working on it a little bit harder. I'd like to have it out by Christmas time. That'd be my major goal. Yeah, so that's kind of what I have going on with that. And I just, I love that show. So that's kind of me. Other thing, if you follow me, this is a perfect segue to talk about Sentinels. If you're a fan of the X-Men, you'll know about Sentinels, and they had a big role in the animated series, of course, in the opener, Night of the Sentinels. I ordered the HasLab Marvel Legends Sentinel, which is basically like a 32-inch tall Sentinel figure, basically a statue. I ordered that September of 2019. Am I right about that? Sorry, I get distracted with chat, but this is a good one. All I know is if I had a dime for every time someone did a cover of the X-Men theme on YouTube. The funniest thing about that is my 3-year-old daughter, for probably about a year now, sings the X-Men theme. Like, na 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 na. Like, she sings it like that. She just started doing it on her own. We watch the show every once in a while because she likes it. She likes Jubilee. She likes Beast. It's great. It's fantastic. I love when she does it. So, but my Sentinel finally shipped. I'm so excited. So I think it'll get here like Monday. I'll do a video on it. Everybody else in the world's covered it. I feel like everybody else in the world got theirs already. I got a shipping delay on it, and it's probably going to be sitting back here eventually in the videos or whatever. But anyways, I'm just super excited to get it. And yeah, anyways, I mean, that's not all there is to it, but I've been talking about it for a long time, so I wanted to give the update on it. Content is coming about it. Funny yawn. Content is coming soon about it. Okay, so now it's kind of your final warning to get those super chats in. We are rocking strong with 18 people in here. So your super chat prizes, I'll go over it one more time. I don't want to beat a dead horse too much. But basically, the first super chat prize, literally all you got to do is super chat $1, and every dollar you super chat is a chance to win these prizes. Got Captain America signed by Mark Waid with a COA, and he's a scroll. That's pretty cool. Oh hey, can I share that? Can I share that, Cat Fan? Can I show it me? And then you got your booty cover here. So those are right now. I have 4 people that have a chance to win that. If we get up to $25, I'll unlock the 3rd tier, which is this Kevin Eastman Tate's exclusive Dark Knight comic. So yeah, that's kind of your waiting for permission to show something I just got sent that's pretty cool, but I don't want to send it. Okay, cool. I'll just show it on my phone, which is, won't be as exciting as showing it otherwise, but it's easier to do. Take that down here. I can get it without the glare. So that's his Kotobayaka, or however you pronounce it, set there of figures. That's really cool. I mean, Cyclops should be front and center. That's the only thing I would. That's the one. I'm just kidding. Cyclops and Rogue and Wolverine. Oh my God, it's all so cool. That's really awesome. So thanks for sending that. I appreciate that. So yeah, well, we'll do a super chat here. I'm probably gonna do like a 20-second internal lag timer. Oh, SG's coming back in. So see, that's why I do that. He'd like to win those prizes. He's gonna do $2. Thank you very much, SG. Good luck. Okay, so in my head, I'm kind of just waiting for lag here to make sure, because it would suck if it's one of my biggest fears is that somebody super chats right after I do the drawing. In the meanwhile, if there's anything else you guys, questions you have, any of that kind of stuff, I'm always down. Video ideas, that kind of stuff. I do want to mention that I do have a Discord. If you want to kind of be part of the conversation, be part of the fun, I do have a Discord where you can come hang out and talk. I am going to paste the link in the chat real fast, just in case. I really would love to get more people in there. It's fun. We're having good conversations. Let me find an invite link and I'll get that popped in real fast. Here we go. So yeah, come hang out. If you're not familiar with Discord, it's basically like a Slack or Teams, or it's a place where you can come share pictures and GIFs and news to articles, and it's like a private social media kind of thing. And you can invite anybody you want to, so it's not really private, but it's it's as close as we get to private. Last thing too is, like I said, I didn't mention this show. I do have channel memberships available. You can join the channel. There's a join button down below. And then you get the perks of custom emoji you can use in chat. You get loyalty badges. And there's some other stuff that I will be adding to that program as well. It's a good way to support the channel. Helps me grow. I was going to mention this. I'm going to try to pick up a StreamYard subscription so I can do like seamless streaming with other content creators, or really more people from the community. Content creators if they want to. I'm gonna have some other people on the show as guests for this show. So super chats are going towards a StreamYard Pro membership basically right now. Something to keep in mind. Okay, cool. Figure drawing. I'll check that out. Thanks a lot. Right on. Yeah, so it didn't look like we had any other super chats come through. If you do want to join the channel, let me know because it counts as a super chat. Yes. Thanks for mentioning that too, SG. SG asked, do you ever plan on doing those types of videos where you compare the prices of comics from like 6 months ago or a year ago to where they are now? I love those. I'm actually doing it for my top 5 not to buy. So I'm going to basically do the top 5 not to buy series. Has been very popular on my channel. People really like it. And I'm going to keep myself honest by going back and, hey, does this comic book that I told you not to buy 6 months ago, is it holding its value? Is it going down? Is it going up? Where's it going? I'm still debating on what service I want to use for pricing on that. I'm very open to opinions. I don't know if I want to use GPA analysis or if I want to use Go Collect or if I want to use Cover Price. So let me know. I'm definitely interested to see what people think about that, for which one they think is the fairest. I'm inclined to go Cover Price right now, but I haven't made up my mind. It's one of the things you can talk about over on my Discord if you want to. Oh, hey, got a couple new super chats coming in here. Hey, we got Two Brothers Comics in the house. Two Brothers Comics, a fantastic channel. One of my favorite channels. I just started a new segment this week, which is some of my favorite channels on YouTube, kind of feature videos. Guarantee that Two Brothers Comics is going to pop up at some point because I really enjoy their content. I wrote Two Brothers a while ago before I started my YouTube channel, and I was like, hey, I like the way your setup looks. Can you tell me like what camera and lighting you use? Super awesome about replying and telling me what they use. I still don't have the Canon camera they recommended, but I hope to add it soon. So big fan. Thanks for popping in, and let me get you written down for your super chat there. And then we have another super chat. Ralph Rodriguez coming back in with a $2 super chat. Thank you, Ralph, and thank you, Two Brothers Comics. So, good luck, guys. Mark says, I think we need more of the other side of all these top 10 lessons, because I'm doing my best, man. I'm doing my best to, I think people really misunderstand my point. Not everybody. Some people really understand the point of those videos, and some people don't. I have no interest in entering the frenzy of this is what you should buy. What I really, and I also, somebody, you know, kind of trolling or whatever was like, hey, you're just doing that because you missed on those books. I put books that I have on those lists. I do. And I put books on there that I would, if I found it in a dollar bin, I'd buy it in a heartbeat. Or if I found it for below FMV, I might buy it. And that's the point of those videos that I mention over and over again is if the comic is under FMV, all bets are off. If you're really going after it. But I'm just saying, don't go out and pay eBay FOMO prices, current FMV, high dollar, high watermark prices for those books, because I think they're bad investments. And that's, but I do want to keep myself honest by tracking that, you know, looking down 3-6 months later or whatever, and saying like, hey, I don't think I hit the mark on this one, or hey, good thing you didn't buy this book if you listen to me. You know, I did like my Hype Man top 10 video where I kind of made fun of all that too a little bit. I respect a lot of those people that make those lists too. I think they do a good job. It's not just about being negative or anything like that. It is just about like trying to show people, because a lot of people out there are spending a lot of money on comic books. Like I talked about it in my last one, this Black Panther 2 spec, like Shuri, who's going to be the next Black Panther, Namor, all this stuff. Some of it's going to be great spec. Some of it's going to make people a lot of money. A lot of people have wasted a lot of money though. They've probably invested too much buying at really high prices. Some of those books are going for less now because people have moved on to the next Shuri spec, or now it's a Zari that people are specking on. And, you know, a lot of times we just don't know. And it's a bit of a gamble. If you find the books for cheap, that's a different story. But yeah, I definitely like talking about stuff like that and trying to move into that space. Thank you. I appreciate it. Right on. Yeah, I do like to feature other channels, and I think that some of the stuff I watch is not necessarily the stuff a lot of other people watch. I think ETA Nick is criminally underrated. So I like to bring attention to him. I watch Comic Journey, who was just in here earlier. He's a tiny channel, like 100 subscribers. But he's, you know, fun. He's fires from the hip. He tells you what he thinks. 100%. Absolutely. Thanks for making good content. I really appreciate that. So, yeah. I watched some of his stuff too. I kind of fell off of it because it felt a bit samey after a while. But I'm not like, the truth of the matter is I don't have a whole lot of time to watch stuff on YouTube, so I'm pretty selective about what I watch when it comes to comic book content. I think he's an interesting guy. He definitely has some good points. 100%. I've agreed with some of the stuff he said quite a bit. But I think maybe part of it is your point there about he's a seller. I think part of that kind of is, you know, and I am too. I like, I'm having an auction on Friday, guys. I get that. But like I said, I'm a collector. I'm an investor, like second, and I mean like long-term investment. And then I'm a seller of just kind of the stuff that it's that whole like modern phrase, like it doesn't bring me love and joy. And so I'm selling it, or I've held on to it and now it's the right time to sell it. That's when I sell stuff. But it's also why I don't like to hype up stuff. And he does a little bit of both. you know, he does a little bit of you should buy this and a little bit of the don't buy stuff. But he, what I will say is he also backs it up. He's buying the stuff that he says to buy, and he'll show that off and stuff. And so I appreciate that. It's a decent channel. I got a little bit of the little skeptical when he started kind of seeming to team up with Comic Tom a little bit, which is always a little bit of a red flag to me though. But yeah. Okay, so let's do the super chat giveaway, because I don't see any more super chats going through, and I want to make sure you guys get your prizes. So we are no longer doing nerd news, so I'll get rid of that. So now we're up to $34. And again, I do appreciate that. So if you haven't been around for one of these drawings before and you're curious how this works, there's a generate button there, and there's a number 8 over here, right? I'm going to hit generate 3 times because the Bronze Age of Comics was the third age of comics. So I'm going to hit generate 3 times, and the number that appears where that 8 is after I do that 3 times will be the winner. It corresponds to a number I've written down on my piece of paper. And if that doesn't make sense, it will in a second. So 1, 2, 3, 30 is our winner. And 30 is, I believe, first time in a live show. I know they've been nice enough to come by and comment about stuff before. You see my bad writing here. Two Brothers comes in and sweeps some cool comic books. So that's really awesome. Since I haven't sent you anything before, Two Brothers, to collect your prizes, go ahead and send me a DM through Instagram, or you can email the channel, which is thebronzeagenerd@gmail.com, with your shipping info, and I'll get that stuff shipped out to you, probably with my auction winner stuff on Monday. Yeah, that'd be fun to send you a package. And I didn't see any other messages come through, so I'm probably going to sign off here in a second, but congratulations on the win. And thank you to everybody that donated to the super chats. Like I said, I'm going to use those to go towards a StreamYard Pro membership, so I can start bringing some people on the channel in a little bit better way, since I'm not using StreamYard right now, and I don't want to use like the low free version. I'd like to use a little bit nicer version of that. So that's where that's going towards. I know a few people that already want to come on the channel for some guest brother segments. Guest brother. I was reading chat that came through. Some guest segments. They can be guest brothers. That's cool. But yeah, congrats to the Two Brothers. That's awesome to come in here and get the win. Yeah, I guess I will sign off for the night. I hope you guys all have a fantastic evening. I want to remind you, like I always do, to hey, read comics every day. Have a great week. I'll see you on my live auction Friday, November 19th at 3:30 p.m. Pacific time or 6:30 Eastern. And I'll catch you in the next Late Night Comics Live next week. In the meantime, stay tuned and hope you have a great week. I'll catch you in the next one.